All right, Jeff and Jeremy here. As we said, we got Black Flag tickets. Slow down when you say that fast. Slow it down. Black Flag at the Siren in Morro Bay, coming up 9:40 if you know the show.
Andy mentioned it in his news a little bit ago, and they opened the Wharf in Santa Cruz this weekend. And it was like the week before Christmas, like a portion of the Wharf fell down in those Mavericks, those big waves.
Is that the Wharf or was that the Pier?
The Pier. They call it the Wharf. It's the Pier.
Oh, I thought the Pier was the Pier and the Wharf was next to the Wharf. I'm sorry, the Wharf was next to the Pier along the. I've only been there a couple times, and where the rides are, that's the Wharf, right?
No, the Wharf is actual the Pier. I think Wharf is just a different name for Pier. I think Wharf is a name for pier with businesses on it or buildings and structures on the pier.
I'm learning something.
If that's the case, I think that's what they call it. They call it a wharf instead of a.
We stayed at that hotel right there. That's that's right behind the pier.
The people. This is hilarious because what happened was it falling into the water is not hilarious because
king waves.
3 people fell into the water that were working on it. A crane is sitting at the bottom of the ocean right next to the edge of the wharf, where the wharf is, and I think it's a little strange that they're like, okay, well, we've assessed the situation and there's no risk involved in a crane sitting at the base of a structure that has got pylons in it where water moves back and forth. Now, granted, I'm sure the crane is heavy enough to where it's sitting there as an anchor and it's probably not going to move. There's so many things here that I feel like are getting brushed underneath the rug, though. Like, you just had 3 pieces of construction equipment fall into the ocean and are sitting there. We all know that they don't run on electric. Cranes don't run on electric.
Right.
I'm
sure they're going to get them out. I'm sure they have a plan to get them out.
No, their plan is to let them sit there. So they sit there and they make a big deal about climate and all this stuff, but they're seeping oil and hydraulic fluids and everything else,
diesel and all that,
into the water. So it must not be that big of a deal if you're like, oh, well, we need to open the wharf back up in a week and a half. Let's just not make a big deal about it and move on. It's a bit suspect to me. It's just strange, That's not usually how this state operates. This state is like, oh, we're going to shut it down for 5 years, and then we're going to make it a government contract. And then who wants that government contract? And then they get a good bid, and then they'll take 10 years to build the thing. And it
must be really expensive to get it out. They must not be able to barge it out. Like get another barge with a crane to get it out. I mean, those things are pretty heavy.
It's crazy, but they make a lot of tax revenue off the pier. So maybe it's a assessment type situation. But the crazy thing about it to me is not that. It's that the people that were staying at the hotel at the end of the pier were lodging complaints with the hotel front desk. Because they came to Santa Cruz at that time of year so they could access the pier, and they couldn't access the pier because it was closed off for a week and a half.
God. Ridiculous.
Could you imagine? Like, working the front desk and somebody coming up to you, like, this is why I can never do customer service, okay? Somebody would be like, can we get a discount on our room or something because we know when we booked our trip here, it was because of your location at the end of the pier and we wanted to access the pier and hang out on the pier and spend time
on the pier. I'd be like, go out there. It's right there. Well, there's signs that say do not enter. Well, I mean, that's on you, bro. I mean,
the bathroom.
The bathroom's right there. We provide places for you to eat, sleep, poop, and shower. That's it, man. The rest is on you. We're going to hold your hand and help you have a good time.
I mean,
cancel, reschedule. That's what you do. You cancel, you reschedule. We have your trip if that's the biggest problem.
We have a fair amount of people that listen to this program that work in customer service. 805-543-3693. What is the most ridiculous customer service request that you've ever gotten? I mean, obviously the guy, like if I'm working at the desk and there's what? I'm sorry. What do you want me to tell you? It's unsafe to go out on. My bad. I mean, not my bad. God's bad. He's the one that created the weather that caused the problem at the pier. I'm sorry. We can't offer any discounts as a result of that. There's a boardwalk right over there. You could go access. Half the rides are open because it's wintertime.
You know, the funny thing is, they can't say anything. They can't be honest with them because they could get in trouble. The person will end up getting a free room.
Ooh. Who knows? And also, how did you
play it off?
Handle the most ridiculous customer service request that you ever had?
Here we go! Jeff and Jeremy in the morning. Yeah.
Things we didn't get to in hashtag form with Jeff and Jeremy in the morning.
Hashtag ridiculous customer service complaints. Tony. What? I want to call Tony Pepperoni now. Because he worked at a pizza place. He said he once got a complaint because somebody ordered a pizza, had too many slices. He's like, what do you mean? The customer said, I specifically asked for it to be cut into 6 pieces because I can't eat 8 pieces of pizza. So they just wanted to adjust the amount of slices on the pizza that they did. Instead of 8, they wanted it cut in 6 because they could say, oh, I had 6 pieces of pizza when they ate a whole pizza. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? That's how you trick your mind into thinking, hey.
Sounds like my brother. He's 10 years old, and he drank a lot of soda. And, he'd come home early from school, and he'd walk by a convenience store. And my stepdad finally said, listen, Shane, you're drinking way too much soda. You get 1 soda after school. That's it, just 1. Oh, so he's coming home on his break. Yes. He went in and bought the Super Gulp. I mean, the thing must have been 40, 50 ounces. He's carrying that big mug.
Wow, it's 1 soda.
And he gets home, and Jeff goes, are you kidding me? And my brother goes, you said 1 soda. This is 1 soda.
That's so smart.
He would pull it out every once in a while. It was pretty damn funny.
Yeah. Difference between a wharf and a pier. Rhonda. Kamala said, ding dong. Right, Sandy.
Yeah, I think she said the same thing I was saying.
Right. And I looked it up. She says she believes the wharf runs along the coastline with docks coming out of it where a pier jets out into the water. That is that's what Google says too. But the pier in Santa Cruz is referred to as the Santa Cruz Wharf. So it's erroneous in everybody's standard.
No matter, every city kind of treats it different. We're from Seattle. There's a big pier downtown Seattle. And if you haven't been, they just call it a pier. They don't call it a wharf.
But that's an actual wharf.
Yes. Well, and then so Rich also says that where the rides are, that's called the boardwalk, and that sounds right. I think I remember
that's the boardwalk
being called a boardwalk. Yeah. So, anyways, whatever. Half of it's in the damn ocean with a crane.
Somebody wrote in and said, and this is what I thought. Save the Dunes wrote in and said that's a artificial reef with visual effects. I'm sure that's what it will turn into, and it will become once all the hydraulic fluid and all that stuff washes ashore, and then the Coastal Commission comes in and hires somebody at $90 an hour to go pick up garbage on the beach and tar balls and things like that. I'm sure that's what it will become. It will become a diving area for people, and I'm sure it'll be stunning.
It'll become a snag, is what it'll become. Everybody that goes fishing down there.
Yeah, don't fish off that wharf/pier anymore.
Well, the fish are going to be around that thing eventually. The habitat will be there, and then it'll be a pain in the ass. You got to really know where you're throwing. You got to be a good caster. Anyway.
I guess the crane operator would have firsthand knowledge.
I'm really uncomfortable, though, knowing that it's there. I don't like it. It's not natural. It shouldn't be there.
Well, given the fact that king waves are what caused the damage, and now you have stuff underneath the ocean when king waves come in, who knows what the rip current is underneath those king waves?
Yeah.
And what it's going to end up doing to pushing that into a pylon. Pier construction must be the hardest job in the world because I swear to God, it
seems that way.
They don't do a very good job of it. I mean, it's water.
Well, yes,
it's water pushing this wooden structure all the time.
It's salt water, which corrodes metal, which they use to hold it together. I mean, no, it's a pain in the ass, and it needs constant maintenance. And do we really need them? I don't know. They're kind of nice, aren't they? I like walking out on them, but now after this, I don't really want to walk on any piers.
They're pretty expensive.
They're very expensive. Look at Pismo. Look at that big project.
Like, why is it that we can build bridges just fine, but piers, no, can't do it? Like, why don't they just put up?
Why don't we make the cement columns to hold up the piers? To me, that's what they do with bridges. That makes sense, right? And they want to drive. Everybody wants to drive on a pier. You're too lazy to walk out there. You got to drive. And you drive over those things and like an avalanche. And it sounds like it's about to fall down anyways.
Kyle, who only fishes stock ponds. I was just spitting numbers, by the way. But I do. I see what you're saying. He says $90 to pick up trash for an hour. Yeah, sign me up. $98 an hour for picking up trash. I'll do it too. I will pick up trash for that.
I'll do it. That could be my full-time job.
All you people, all you environmentalists.
I'll pick up dog poop. I'll pick up anything for $90 an hour.
All you environmentalists are just horrible, horrible people because you are wasting good government wages on the environment and your own do-gooderism. Good job, do-gooders.
Yes.
Imagine how much money we can make by picking up garbage on the beach.
Today is hashtag Happy Divorce Day. Apparently the first real Monday after the New Year's is Divorce Day. It's when people tend to break up after the holidays. I always thought everybody broke up before the holidays so they didn't have to take them to see family or buy them a gift.
That's apparently boyfriends and girlfriends.
This is Divorce Day. This is like, I've had it. I'm done. I saw your stupid family. I put up with them. That's it. The last time. I'm done with everything. That's really sad to me. Hashtag that's very sad. I don't.
Save the Dunes writes in on the more on the pier, and he wants to challenge your idea of building a stronger, sounder, safer pier. He says it's a design issue of piling, embedment, and structure and budget issues. Well, if you spend up and
wasn't that what I just said, though? It's a structure issue?
Yeah.
So use concrete?
But what I'm saying is, he says it's budget issues as well.
Oh,
well, instead of using wood and counting on it washing out every 30, 40, 50 years, make it solid to begin with and it will stay there.
Well, what about those poles they were going to use to put the windmills out in the ocean?
Those were just going to be tethered. Those were going to be tethered to anchors through chains. And windmills will not be out in the ocean anymore because...
What's a windmill?
That's what you said. That's what you just said.
Shut up. You shut your mouth.
Well, go back and listen to the tape, and you tell me what it sounded like.
Smelly mouth.
Windmills.
Hey,
but listen, they're canceling that project because it's going horribly wrong on the East Coast where they did do it and where they fast tracked it.
The windmills are a problem.
Hey, you said it right that time. You said it right.
I almost did it, though. I caught myself. Thanks for bringing it up. Hashtag killed it. I guess Nikki Glaser, we've had her on. She's been a Vina Robles, pretty funny gal. She was up last night just roasting celebrities. Before I get to it, I don't know what the Golden Globes is. I know what the People's Choice is. It's movies, TV shows, music. I know what the Academy Awards is, the acting. I know what the Grammys are, but what the hell is a Golden Globe?
It's the most intriguing to me because it encompasses all of them.
That's what I thought. It's like a People's Choice Award then. So you're getting it's like another People's Choice Award.
Yes, except
but the people don't decide.
The elitists. The elitists do.
Screw that. All right, here's Nikki Glaser. She was hosting last.
Welcome to the 82nd Golden Globes, Ozempic's biggest night. If you're watching on CBS, hello. If you're watching on Paramount Plus, you have 6 days left to cancel your free trial. I mean, even Oscar-winning actor Eddie Redmayne did TV this year. He's nominated for Peacock's The Day of the Jackal. Yes. It's about a top-secret elite sniper that no one can find because he's on Peacock. Nicole Kidman is here. Oh my gosh. Thank you for working so hard. And thank you to Keith Urban for playing guitar around the house so much that she wants to leave and make 18 movies a year. Selena Gomez is here tonight with her new fiance, Benny Blanco. And Benny Blanco is here because of the genie who granted him that wish. Man, lucky guy. There's been a lot of talk about comebacks, right? Like Pamela Anderson and Demi Moore. And it turns out if you're a woman over 50 in a lead role, they call it a comeback. If you're a guy over 50 in a lead role, congratulations. You're about to play Sydney Sweeney's boyfriend.
Yeah, I guess Demi Moore had not won a Golden Globe. It's her first ever. What is she, 60 years old or something like that? She was very excited about it. Here's a little bit of that.
I've been doing this a long time, like over 45 years, and this is the first time I've ever won anything as an actor. And I'm just so humbled and so grateful. 30 years ago, I had a producer tell me that I was a popcorn actress. And at that time, I made that mean that this wasn't something that I was allowed to have. That I could do movies that were successful, that made a lot of money, but that I couldn't be acknowledged. And I bought in, and I believed that. And so today, I celebrate this as a marker of my wholeness and of the love that is driving me, and for the gift of doing something I love and being reminded that I do belong. Thank you so much.
I don't know. What did she do? What did she do to win the award?
I don't know. I don't watch movies. I mean, I do, but I don't know. I don't watch them like I used to.
I had no idea she was
I'm
even
not that
in a
in
movie.
tune. But I thought she was going to tell us how Bruce is doing. That's what I was hoping. Everybody just doesn't care about you. They want
That's
to know
her
how Bruce is
ex-husband,
doing.
though.
Yeah, I know, but still, they're family. They're friends. They get along. They celebrate holidays. This is edgy, Nikki Glaser. You want to hear the edgy stuff?
I'm in a room full of producers at the Beverly Hilton Hotel, and this time all of my clothes are on. So, yeah, it was worth it. Wicked, queer, night bitch. These are not just words Ben Affleck yells after he orgasms. These are some of the incredible movies nominated tonight. And Challengers, girl, oh my God, it was so good. I mean, that movie was more sexually charged than Diddy's credit card. I mean, seriously. Oh, no, I know, I'm sorry. I'm upset too. The after party's not going to be as good this year, but we have to move on.
That's funny. I tell you what, they missed the mark, by the way. After the whole Chris Rock, Will Smith blow-up thing, they should have just made Chris Rock the permanent host at the Golden Globes. I mean, not that Nikki Glaser didn't do a good job. She did a fine job last night, I would imagine, based on what you played me. I didn't even know the Golden Globes were on last night.
Yeah.
But it's like, Chris Rock's the king. Chris Rock is the king.
Well, and we all want to hear from Chris Rock.
Well, Ricky Gervais should be the ongoing one, but
right.
He took it too far, apparently. Was not invited back.
It's time to play Know the Show with Jeff and Jeremy in the morning. KCOC.
All right, Know the Show. Your chance to win tickets to see Black Flag at Morro Bay at the Siren. When is that show, Jeremy?
It's coming up on the 23rd.
Hey, that's going to be a day for...
It's a Thursday night show.
We'll be happy mosh pitting on a Thursday night at the Siren in Morro Bay. This morning for Know the Show, we need to know if you're born today or the previous 5 days, what are you referred to as?
Ray on the phone for Know the Show.
Hello, Ray.
Hello.
How you doing? All right, if you were born today or the previous 5 days, what are you known as?
Capricorn.
Hey, Jeremy said you were going to say that, and that is wrong. Yeah, you might be known as a Capricorn, yes, from a astrological sign standpoint, but this is specific to the last 5 1/3 days.
We brought this up so many hours ago. I think part of the confusion for Ray was he didn't probably hear that part of the show. So earlier this morning, we were talking about this.
Yeah.
You don't want to be known as this.
2025 is the cutoff, I guess. 2025 is when it begins, and it'll last for a while.
Hi, you're on there with Jeff and Jeremy. Who is this?
This is Molly.
Hi, Molly.
Hi.
Happy New Year, by the way, Molly.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
From the morning show. All right. What will you be if you were born in 25?
Is it a New Year's baby?
No, not a.
Oh, Molly, are you really playing Guess the Show right now? Is that what you're doing? You're playing Guess the Show?
I am. I'm sorry.
I take back.
And we wish you a happy New Year. You
I take it back.
dirty, rotten,
Just
happy
Molly. Just New Year.
son of a
Just New Year.
Guess the Show and Molly.
No,
Hi, you're on with Jeff and Jeremy.
I do
Who is
wish you
this?
a happy New Year.
Who is this, Molly?
Yeah, this is Dan.
I mean, who is this?
Hey, Big D.
Yeah. Sorry to call you Molly.
What's going on, guys? Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you too. 2025, and you will be considered this if you're born probably for the next 15 years or so.
That would be Generation Beta.
Beta.
Yes.
No more alphas, only betas.
Yeah. Can I get a salad? I have a prediction though. Jenna Beta Generation Beta will out alpha Generation Alpha.
Highly doubt it.
You do?
I highly doubt it.
We'll have to
I'd rather
see.
talk about salads.
Only time will tell. Only time will tell.
What's your favorite salad, Dan?
No, that's beta talk. Don't be talking about salads.
No.
My favorite salad has lots of protein because I'm alpha.
There you go.
Oh.
Nut. My favorite salad: nut, cheese, and meats all mixed up in a bowl together.
I got to tell you, I'm torn between a Caesar and a Chinese chicken salad.
Chinese chicken's pretty good, especially the one
Good,
that
that
Firestone.
sesame dressing.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
That huge ass one you get at Firestone. They bring it like a
Tri-tip salad, yeah.
tri-tip salad's good too.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
My wife loves making these, and she likes to put those little mandarin oranges on them. Oh God, it's like a kid putting syrup on his pancakes. There's 100 of them on there. Like, get that.
Well, once you open a can of
mandarin orange.
but that's the problem. Once you open a can, what are you going to do with the rest of them? You just dump them all in there.
It's like, son of a gun. Just throw half of them away. I don't want all those on my salad. All right, Dan, you're the man. You're going to go see
Yeah,
Black
cranberries
Flag.
are bomb. Cranberries are good.
Cranberries are good.
Yeah,
you know,
that's
really
good.
good for your superfruit.
The dried ones?
Superfruit.
The dried ones? Yeah,
definitely.
those are good.
Dan sounds like
Listen
an
to-
alpha, man. Listen to him talk.
Yeah.
Put cranberries in it. It's good for you.
Yeah. See us alphas.
If
we
you're
can
going to
talk
eat a
like
salad,
betas,
if you're going to
but
eat a
alphas.
salad and waste all that energy eating, might as well put some cranberries in it.
Since we got here, Dan, our Assist Home Loans poll question today. One thing to make your life a little bit better in 2025. Here are your options. Get off, less social media. Avoid watching the news. Get outside more. Try something new. Where you at?
Always outside more.
Outside is always a good answer. Hold on the line, buddy. That is the number one answer at 45% of the votes. Number 2, less social media. Number 3, avoid the news. And 9%, try something new.
I made my kids stay outside all day yesterday. It was incredible. It was awesome because we were cleaning the house. I was like, "That's a
But
nice,
you're like, nope, you got to pee outside too. Go over there.
It's a nice day. It's a nice day." I'm like, "You guys get outside." Pulled out the go-kart and the scooter and had the batteries on regular constant charge. And when they were charging those, then they were riding their bikes around, and then they were fighting, playing basketball. It was great. Went to sleep very easy.
So they got into a fight, and your daughter ran inside crying.
No, that's part of life, man. That's part of life.
Oh, there you go. Now you're starting to sound like a tough guy. That's good. Toughen them up a little bit. You got to cry. If you don't earn it, you can't have it. All right, that's it. I don't know what I'm saying.
Con.